Hi, I'm Wiley Brooks, and here's an important writing tip. Always try to use shorter words. Quick example. You might draft an email saying, please discontinue including me as a CC on all your update emails. A better sentence would be, please stop CCing me on update emails. The key difference between these two sentences is that one uses the four-syllable word discontinue, while the other uses the shorter, stronger word stop. Unless you want to be obscure, you're always better off using the short word. When most people sit down to write, they shift their mind into a place that works against them. If what they're writing is important, they say to themselves something like, this has got to be good because it's going to reflect on me. Unfortunately, they then go about whatever it is they're writing in absolutely the wrong way. They'll take a good, strong, clear, short word and dismiss it as being too simple. They'll then labor to come up with a better word. And how do they define better? Longer. Here's an example where someone is writing an email to her boss. We need to talk about what I should say when I speak to the board next week. Some, though, might have looked at it and said, geez, I need to add a little oomph to that, put some better words into it. So they try to strengthen it. They come up with a sentence like this. I would like to request time on your calendar so we can have a meaningful discussion about my presentation to our leadership at the Board of Directors meeting next week. Does the second version communicate as clearly and concisely as the first? Does it make the writer look smarter? Well, no, it doesn't. Back in 1951, a Columbia University professor named Rudolf Flesch was the first person to use the math of a sentence to show how readable it was. The principles he established then are today widely regarded and used to measure how easy something is to both read and understand. Most states, for instance, require that consumer insurance policies meet Flesch standards of readability. Generally speaking, the higher the Flesch score, the easier it is for someone to quickly and accurately understand what was written. Flesch was able to show that longer words tend to make a passage harder to read. He found, for instance, that as the number of syllables in a word went up, the clarity of the document went down. It doesn't matter if the longer words are widely known. Longer words always bring down the score. And while you might be able to get away with a single 3 or 4 syllable word in a sentence, add in 2, 3, or 4 more, and they become what the good doctor called difficult words. Again, it didn't matter what the words were. What makes them difficult is not that the reader isn't sure what they mean. Everyone knows what discontinue means. What makes them difficult is that they are simply a piling on of syllables. You can notice it in one sentence, but where it really gets bad is when you offer up bloated sentence after bloated sentence. Now, in the example we just used, the first version was 19 words, and the syllable per word count was barely over 1. The biggest word was just 2 syllables. The sentence was straightforward and clear as a bell. The second version added 10 words, including 6 difficult words of at least 3 syllables. The average syllable count grew to 1.53. In fact, it actually had more than twice as many syllables. Finally, if you were to apply a Flesch test to each version, the first one comes in at nearly 99 out of a possible 100. The second falls to 47. Now, a college-educated reader would still get it, but would have to work harder. In this day when the typical boss gets somewhere between 100 and 200 emails a day, you want them to be able to quickly and correctly get your point. Would you like to learn more about how to become a better writer, including quick, easy, and free ways to run your own readability test on things you've written? Take my free online writing class at clearandconcisewriting.com. That's clearandconcisewriting, all one word, .com. It's based on a popular 90-minute workshop that I sell to businesses and government agencies. Now, why would I give away something that I sell for a living? Business and government leaders are always going to want me to come in and give my workshop in person. Most people, though, aren't lucky enough to work for one of those leaders. Now, I considered selling this workshop online, but then decided on a higher mission. The Internet gives people the chance to do something meaningful. And for me, that's to give away this class free to 1 million people, to help 1 million people do something better that's important for their careers. This workshop takes most people about 2 hours to do, but forever changes the way they write for the better. If you're just too busy to carve out 2 hours right now, rest assured that you don't have to do it all at once. The online class notes where you were in the course on your last visit and lets you pick up right there when you return. You can start the class right now, get called away in 10 minutes, then pick up right where you left off later today, tomorrow, next week, whenever. Plus, you don't have to provide any information before you take the class. You just click on the link and begin. After you complete the class, I ask that you evaluate it. I'm sure you'll agree at that point that it's not too much to ask that you give it 2 more minutes of your time. But even that's up to you. I hope you'll decide to click on the link on my homepage and take the class. You'll help me move closer to my goal of giving the class away free to 1 million people, and you'll help yourself by becoming a better writer. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you at www.clearandconcisewriting.com.